from Brooklyn. The home of the Nets, Barclays Center. Thanks for joining us, everyone. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony, and on the sideline tonight, Doris Burke. Take a look at the Hawks. Well, compared to last season, you'd have to say the start to this season has not been quite what you'd expect. They hope to improve their record with the win tonight, sir.
And right now for the Hawks, they've been slightly off the mark here early in the season. Not awful by any stretch of the imagination, but just not quite at the level many had predicted.
Looks to me like they've still got a few kinks to work out that they weren't able to square away in the preseason, but they'll be in their groove sooner than later.
A look at Atlanta's opening lineup. Schroeder and Bazemore are the guard set. Howard is out there with Paul Millsap, and it's Cephalosha in at the 3 spot.
You know, not many saw it coming last season with the Hawks. I mean, they just ran away with the Eastern Conference. It was the first time they took the East since 1994.
Let's send it over to Doris Burke, who caught up with head coach Mike Budenholzer. Doris?
He said he certainly followed the rise of Jeremy Lin into a prime-time point guard in this league. And he told me, we need to try to limit his penetration. That's where he's most. But sometimes you have to pick your poison, and they'll live with him shooting from outside. Back to you.
Thanks a lot, Doris. Here's Millsap. The dish now to Schroeder. And it's off from three-point range. Last game for Brooklyn, they picked up the W against Golden State.
And the deciding factor in that one was their success from the floor. I mean, they just hit big shots time and time again.
Yeah, just the way you want it when you're the road team. Don't even give the fans a chance to get into it.
Millsap tries again. Off target at the rim.
Really just struggling here in the first few minutes. 5 attempts with only 1 fall.
Good on the shot. Speedy's got his second basket of the night.
Boy, what a slick job of passing from Jeremy Lin on that one.
Schroeder kicks to Millsap. Good on the triple.
A good open look, and he splashes home the 3.
The Nets have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. From downtown, that one's in. His first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
And how about that? Responding to the three-pointer against them with a quick one of their own.
Terrific little tay-to-tay going on right now. Back and forth. Here we go.
Now here is Cephalosha. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Then the pass to Mack. Here's Boss. Stolen away. Now the Hawks moving it the other way. And that one's good. Schroeder. Schroeder's got his second basket.
No doubt that is within his range.
Well, I would hope so. He's a pro, and it was only a 1-footer. Come on now.
And he gets it back. Second chance shot. Here's Millsap.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
And a wide open look for Lin. And off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him. Atlanta's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Millsap a screen. Right wing. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Schroeder. That's tipped. And as it goes out of bounds, Atlanta able to keep the ball here. Here's Howard. Brooklyn with the rebound. They beat the Hawks during their last encounter in Atlanta.
Yeah, and last time they faced off, really an easy win. They put together a pretty complete game, but their edge on the glass, for me, still stands out.
Yeah, I agree with you. The numbers shout loud and strong. I mean, a major edge for them clearing the backboards, and that was the difference on the scoreboard, too.
Here's Bazemore following the three-pointer by Brooklyn. Millsap a screen on Lynn. Schroeder kicks to Millsap. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. And he is the biggest body at 6'8", Clark, but Paul Millsap, very effective.
And part of his being underrated and underestimated, I think, is due to that size. But folks are finally starting to come around. That kind of production he's put up will make that happen.
And Millsap with over a 7-foot wingspan and also just a great nose for the ball. He gets you rebounds, blocks, and he leads all power forwards in steals pretty much every season.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing.
They are really doing a nice job establishing a presence inside early.
And watch, Clark, how the game plays out, because this is going to open things up on the perimeter.
Now here's Lynn. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against the Warriors in Oakland.
And defensively, guys, he was just all over the place, forcing turnovers and applying terrific ball pressure.
Schroeder with the ball, defended by Lynn. And there's a whistle. That goes on Jeremy Lin. That's his first foul.
And speaking of Millsap's defense, I mean, he can switch out and cover perimeter players as well. His smaller stature gives him that versatility, but then the long wingspan allows him to still bang with the biggies. With that now, only 2 of 7 to start the game. Not the start he was hoping for.
In the pass to Matt. Inside, tries from 10. Again, the Nets for 2.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding, and they're piling up the assists.
Now, here's Schroeder. 9 points last game. Here's Speedy. Breaks a big high bounce and goes in. Speedy's got 8 points.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
And that one's good. Schroeder.
Superb assist there. He played the role of the maestro on that one.
And listen, the Nets had an up and down year on offense last season, but the one thing they always did was finish their drives. Very good at getting things to drop off the bounce. That was a strength last season.
So for the Hawks, Splitters checked in for Howell. Corver comes in for Cephalosha. And Jarrett Jack is subbed in for Dennis Schroeder. You have to love the newest stadium in the NBA here at Barclays. Very state-of-the-art, outstanding facility.
Yeah, the Nets have a nice home here. I bet they wish they were stronger here at home. Finished under 500 last season with a record of 19-22.
And, you know, guys, that 19-22 record here in Brooklyn certainly a stain for the Nets. I mean, they would be the only team to make the playoffs in the NBA last year with a losing record at home.
The shot misses. So Atlanta will take it the other way. This game coming after a loss against the Jazz.
Yeah, the inability to make threes in that game, because they took a lot of them, I think, is why they ended up on the short end of the stick.
Yeah, they did take a bunch of them. Sometimes you can make up for poor three-point shooting with a strong inside game, but their inside game just wasn't strong enough.
And with the Nets' struggles at home last season, they were simply outshot in this building. Also, they were the second worst in rebound differential at home, meaning they got killed on the glass here.
Now here is Jack. 9 points last game out. Five on the clock. Stolen by Jeremy Lin. Here's the break. Here's Speedy, and he uses the glass on the layup. Speedy's got 10.
They've been hot here early, dropping them in left and right.
Rolling, rolling, rolling. We'll see how long they can keep it going.
Splitter, and count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten in the first half here.
And I think they should continue to work the ball down low, Clark. It's really going to free up their outside shooting.
Scotty's checked in for Atlanta. And the one thing Thiago Splitter gives you every year, Clark, is consistency. The numbers, the effort, the results, all very familiar every year.
Yeah, his game is really built on the intangibles. He hustles, he knows where he's supposed to be, he gets to the right spot at the right time, crashes the boards, takes charges, he does all the little stuff.
And Atlanta has possession, trailing here by 8. And Jack kicks to Splitter. Here's Bazemore. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Shot by Jack. Wide open. It's good from long range.
And guarding him on the perimeter isn't a priority for them right now, but if this continues, it will be.
Down passes to Boss. This one for 3. And the Nets another 3.
Great three-point shooting here out of the gate. That makes 4 makes already from long distance.
Bring music, scorching those nets. How long can they keep this up, though?
Now here's Korver. He's coming off a 10-point game against Utah.
Yeah, but Kevin, a lot of those points came at the line. I mean, he was aggressive to attack the D, not settling, and really did a good job of cashing in on those free throws. The bucket just not well protected, but still he doesn't convert too often. That's been the story with him. Outstanding start from three-point range. Their shooters are on fire.
It really makes them a hard team to guard because they space you out so well.
Cannot be happy with how things have gone during this run. I think it's a good decision to take a break.
Yeah, I agree with you, Greg. I mean, he had to do something. They're getting buffaloed and beat up. He couldn't let that continue. He had to call the timeout there.
Now here is Jack. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. And Bazemore kicks to Korver. Passes it to Bazemore. Clock at 6. There's the feed to Korver. Outside Jack. Puts up a 3. Jack missing again. Nets leading by 11. Uncovered. Rebounded by Korver. Atlanta's gotten just 2 of 6 to fall from three-point range so far in the first. And Lin comes to help. And there's a whistle. That goes on Jeremy Lin. That's foul number 2 for him.
Already his second foul. He's in danger of getting into serious foul trouble early in this game.
Money's checked in for Jeremy Lin. Outside Jack. 2 on none. No one back to stop this.
Quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends.
Oh, that was a great angle we just saw, courtesy of Kia. So it's the Hawks now, following the bucket by the Nets. 6 on the shot clock. There's the screen. They need this. The offensive rebound. Here's Scott. The shot will not go.
Well, the effort was there, but he just couldn't quite fight his way through traffic.
Cowan passes to Money. Here's Maverick. Doubled by Jack. And there's the pass to Money. And again, Brooklyn with the triple.
And a huge lead here early to start.
Boy, you know, right from the tip, there's not anything they haven't done well so far.
Outside Scott. Outside Jack. Cloak loose. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Hawks will retain possession.
And how about the numbers here for Boss? First in blocks, first in shooting percentage. And he has so many different ways to get the ball in the basket. Right now ranked 3rd in the league in points per game.
Boy, and he's been a human highlight reel all season. Clearly the best shot blocker in the game right now.
Shot clock at 6. Bazemore dishes to Korver. And Bazemore kicks to Splitter. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. These are the teams that have been really dominant in the paint so far this season. Number 1, the Nets.
Well, Kevin, you and I have talked about it time and time again. Rebounding is what wins games, and this team has been outstanding on the boards. That's why they've led the league in rebounding and also have put together a good record as well.
Vasquez, he's checked in for Brooklyn. And a switch here also for Atlanta. Humphries checked in. Bazemore passes to Jack. Shot to end this cold run. Bazemore misses.
Tell you what, they haven't wasted any time getting into the swing of things on the boards.
And even this early, that's a good omen for the rest of the game.
Here's Red Hot against Golden State. He was really on his game.
These defenders are putting up very little resistance to the three-point shot.
And it's killing them. 4 of the last 5 makes coming from long range.
Now here is Jack, trailing by 19. Terrific design on the big play, and he lays it in. Jack's got 5.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the setup was good, the screen was solid, but you also have to look at the fact that the defender didn't do his job as well as he could have.
Cowan passes to Speedy. Here's Maverick, guarded by Korver. Shoots from the corner, and it's Brooklyn scoring again.
It's taken them no time to build this lead up. Great first quarter offensively.
But no time to relax here. They've got to keep the pressure on with the defense, and I think they've got to try to put this one away early.
And a double-digit lead on the scoreboard as we end the first quarter of play. Nets out in front, up 19. And Dwight Howard, a lightning rod figure around the league, subject to a lot of criticism, but
basketball, this is my passion, you know.
It's an interesting concept that Dwight has to take something very seriously in order to have fun. He does say he has a burning passion to win a championship. He's been in the finals, and this is a guy that's got still a lot to shoot for, he feels, in his career.
That's a great point, Kevin. And the challenge for Dwight is how to balance how serious he is and how passionate he is with having that fun on the court that he's after.
And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway. And a chance for just a second now to check out the scoring breakdown for Brooklyn.
And so far, these guys have done a fantastic job finding the opening man and getting some easy baskets.
They've also gotten into a nice rhythm from the three-point line early on tonight.
They've got Jeremy Lin, Speedy out there with Maverick. Then there's Boss, and it's Cowan in at the shooting guard position. So that's the Nets 5.
And how about that for a response?
Well, it sounded as though, or at least it looked as though it sounded like, we'll give you a 3, and then we'll take it right back.
Boss passes to Maverick, and the shot is good. Maverick's got 10.
And that's sort of been the story here today, hasn't it?
And we play just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter. Now here's Schroeder, defended by Lin. Just 5 on the clock. Humphries dishes to Howard. Korver kicks to Howard. 14 feet away. Brooklyn with the rebound. Last season was difficult for Dwight Howard, to say the least, across the board. Worse since, in fact, his rookie year.
Yeah, he just wasn't able to stay healthy. I mean, looks dominant in spurts. Gets you thinking, okay, he's back. Then his body betrays him.
Korver passes to Howard. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. Howard's got his first points of the night. Pass to Cowan. Nets passing it around. Boss, no good.
And talking about Howard, always a perennial double-doubles leader. Last year, through the injuries, he dropped down to 23 total double-doubles. But that was in only 41 games. So the average over an 82-game stretch would have put him in the top 5 once again. So clearly, he has a lot left when he's healthy. And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
That bucket in no time at all. 16 points for Red Hot.
The D has gotten a little lax defending the three-point shot at that end.
3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have come from beyond.
Howard in the post. The shot no good.
Well, he gets it in close, but you have to credit that stifling defense for forcing the miss.
Exactly, Greg. I mean, defense like that really increases the degree of difficulty on that shot by a large amount. Getting back to Dwight Howard, I think he's at a crossroads physically. Had back and knee issues. It's highly unlikely he can be 100% for a full season. You just hope to have him happy and healthy for your most important games.
Lynn with the steal. Here's Cowan. Hammers it down off the coast-to-coast break.
I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen throughout. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively turning into quick points.
And that can't continue. I mean, if they hope to get back in this game, I mean, it's really deflating from a morale standpoint. They need stops and points, not turnovers.
Time called here. The Hawks decide to talk it over. Look, one thing about the Hawks last year is they were very strong on the road, as you could have guessed.
Yeah, but Kevin, they struggled a little bit down the stretch on the road, but still managed to have the best road record in the East.
Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Hi, guys. I had a chance to find out what Mike Budenholzer was discussing with his guys. His message to them was all about getting high percentage shots and having the crisp ball movement on the perimeter that it takes to get those shots. He said also that their offense needs to be a patient one. He told them, don't rush things. Use as much of that shot clock as you need to. I'm sure Coach is hoping those changes turn the tide in this game and shrink the deficit before halftime. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, Doris. And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Intercepted. Here's Speedy. He's got 18. Maverick passes to Burks. Uses both hands to slam it down.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense.
Here's Schroeder. Looking to end the run, and it's good. Fought through contact, hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
Now that's how you pick up second chance points. Stay active and be ready as soon as the shot goes up.
Money's checked in for Jeremy Lin. Passes it to Speedy. There's the pick. To the wing on the left. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot two. It's going to be on Kyle Korver.
You know, the Nets really kind of drifted along for the first part of last season, treaded water, but after the All-Star break, they stepped on the gas, put themselves right back in the playoff picture.
As you mentioned, the Nets were great after the break, had the third best record post-All-Star break in the East.
Yeah, and how about winning 13 of their first 22 after the break? And sometimes with a new coach and system, it takes a while to kind of figure things out, and that seemed to be the case with the Nets last year.
Now Schroeder, he's got 12. And it's Korver in the corner. And he's good on the three ball.
Boy, they're knocking down the long-range shots. A lot of those same shots they missed earlier in the first quarter. They still find themselves down here, but they're starting to make some headway into that deficit.
And the pass to Cowan. Here's Maverick. The shot, no good. Good work defensively by Millsap. And even 3-on-3 break. Cephalosha dishes to Schroeder. From about 16, good. Schroeder's got 8 here in the quarter.
Wow, got that one off right in the face of the big fella. Nice quick fire release.
Yeah, and the mid-range shot really the only option in that situation. Sometimes when you're facing a bigger guy, you can't get it all the way to the rim.
He dishes it to Howard. Schroeder kicks to Korver. He feeds it to Schroeder. Off target with his 3.
Not sure why he keeps trying his luck from deep here. It's just not his night.
And he gets it to go. And that's now 20 points for Red Hot.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
Atlanta calls timeout. One of the stories here, Red Hot getting it done today.
He's dialed in from long range. They got to stay in his hip pocket and deny him the catch.
Jeremy Lin, he's checked in for money. And then for Atlanta, Splitter comes in for Dwight Howard. And it's Kent Bazemore in for Kyle Korver. On defense, the Nets. Bazemore passes to Cephalosha. To the paint. There we go. Now in the scoring column with that make, he is 1 for 4.
They have repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid dividends.
And with as many points as they've gotten in the paint, you know, they haven't had to do much work on the perimeter.
And Lin comes to help. And there's a whistle. That goes on Jeremy Lin. That's his 4th foul of the contest. Atlanta making some changes. Mike Scott comes in for Cephalosha. And Jarrett Jack has subbed in for Dennis Schroeder. Outside Jack. 5 to shoot. There's the pick. Fires from deep. Rebound, Brooklyn. Red Hot's got his 5th rebound in this one. To the middle. And stolen by Scott. And here is Jack. 5 points in the game. Taken away. In transition, here come the Nets. Boss passes to Cowan. And stolen by Scott. Now here is Jack. He kicks it to Scott. Good! Scott's got his first points of the game.
Well, I tell you, last season was a big one for the Hawks and Coach Budenholzer. Their dominant season won him multiple Coach of the Month titles, and eventually he won the Coach of the Year award.
Here's Maverick, and the basket for the 4th time from the field. He's a healthy 4 for 6.
I mean, he was great in his last game, Clark, and clearly he has not lost that love and feel.
Bazemore for 3. Does not score again. That's his 4th miss against one mate.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats, that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. And as a result, they've got a big lead.
It was pretty obvious, I thought, Greg, that Budenholzer was the deserved Coach of the Year. I mean, Steve Kerr, there are a lot of good names you could put in there. But what he's done, taking the Hawks to the top of the East, a few saw that coming.
I agree with you. I mean, he has transformed this Hawks team over the past couple of years, has a wonderful team game. You know, obviously a lot of influence coming from Pop when he was with San Antonio, but he is really, I think, redefining how the game of basketball is being played at the pro level.
Millsap has the open look, and once again off the mark by Atlanta.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Maverick passes to Boss. Pass to Maverick. Down low. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
Flying high and throwing down the hard one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys.
And really, he does that one as well as anyone. Kev, you're right. That's like his signature move once he goes airborne.
And the Nets with possession here. Brooklyn's gone 2 of 3 when they've stepped beyond the arc in the second quarter. Cowan passes to Maverick. to the right side. Here's Speedy. Hits the difficult fadeaway jumper. Speedy's got 7 points for the quarter.
Great shot. Had to fade back, but he still managed to drain it.
Outside Millsap. Bazemore dishes to Jack. Splitter sets a screen. And Jack kicks to Scott. And it's blocked. And they'll keep possession. Bazemore. And nothing is falling for him right now.
And another miss. Oof. He's having a really ugly game.
Yeah, about as ugly as you can have, you're right. And it's Brooklyn scoring again.
Make it 10 of their last 12 points coming off assists.
You have to love the ball movement.
Outside Jack. And it's out of bounds to the Hawks as Atlanta retains possession.
And with the chance, let's take a look now at the numbers for Speedy. Averaging about 27 points a game, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists. And you know, pretty terrific numbers across the board.
Yeah, so many books in his library, he lights up the scoreboard on a nightly basis.
We've got 1:28 left in the first half of the game. And Jack, here we go. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
And guys, looking at Jarrett Jack, one word comes to mind: professional. I mean, he's as solid as they come. Tough, capable, experienced, and he proved it all again last season.
The Nets making a switch here. Vasquez comes in, and a switch here also for Atlanta. Chris Humphries has checked in for Mike Scott. Out to the right wing. Here's Speedy. But they recover it. Dishes to Vasquez. 1:04 left in the first half of basketball. There's a screen. Here's Speedy. And it's good off the back of the rim and in. Speedy's got 24 points. Talking about Jarrett Jack, he's especially dangerous at the end of the game. Not only does he make great decisions, Clark, he was a top 10 free throw shooter last season.
Yeah, experienced, tough-minded ball handlers and shot makers are always valuable, especially when it's winning time.
Brooklyn's gone 2 of 4 from three-point range so far in the second quarter. Here's Maverick. Humphries gets the rebound.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Millsap in the corner. Good, and Jack gets the assist. Jack's got his 3rd assist on the night. Vasquez passes to Cowan. Passes it to Maverick. Here's Boss. With 1 on the clock and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far.
2 shots.
And good on the second, so he makes them both. So as we conclude the first half, so far, fairly one.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And what an amazing performance, the home team. It's Brooklyn out in front at the half. They are completely in control of the game. And time now to send you back down to the floor with Kevin Harlan. We will see.
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on it, narrows down in the 3rd and 4th quarters. You know, Red Hot has really been making it happen, guys.
Yeah, created a lot of quality shots for himself in that first half, and he knew when to pass it up when the double team came.
And that led to a very high points per shot number for him. For those of you that are into analytics, that stat really tells how efficient a player has been, and he's been very efficient so far.
Well, we've got a moment. Let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade. All fueled up for the second half. And so in the game for the Hawks, Schroeder and Bazemore are the guard set. Paul Millsap out there with Cephalosha. And it's Howard in at the center. Atlanta shooting a meager 37% for the game. To the middle. Here's Cephalosha, and it's denied. Here's Speedy. He's guarded by Schroeder. Pass to Kilpatrick. The three. Here's Speedy. And he uses the glass on the layup. Speedy's got 4 this quarter.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
Millsap a screen. 5 on the clock. The 17-footer. Rebound, Brooklyn.
The right thing there to stay that tight on him and really try to keep him out of his comfort zone.
The 9-foot shot. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him. 14 points for Maverick. The Hawks have gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. Certainly the biggest surprise last year, Clark, was the play of the Atlanta Hawks. Few would have picked them to win the East at the start of the season.
Well, they did it, and they earned it. The Hawks didn't have any superstars on their roster, but they won with solid team play.
4 on the shot clock. Unloads. And he overshot that one, missing.
1 for 4 from the field since halftime. They're having a tough time getting it going here.
Lynn the pass to Kilpatrick. Back to Lynn. Down low. Here's Maverick. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
And for the Hawks, they did end up with 4 All-Stars last season. As you said, it was all about how they worked together as a team.
Money's checked in for the Nets. Screen by Howard. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Schroeder kicks it to Bazemore. Feeds to Cephalosha. Looking to end the drought, and that one's good. Cephalosha's got 7.
Dwight Howard with some slick passing on that one.
The Nets have gotten 4 of their first 5 second-half shots to fall. 80% since the break.
And, you know, around the NBA, the league recognized the Hawks were a complete team. Everybody played their roles superbly. The NBA named all 5 of their starters the Player of the Week last year in an unprecedented move.
Here's Bazemore. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game. Millsap left side. And he uses the glass on the layup. He's got 11.
That's exactly why you don't leave your feet until the shooter elevates. He went for that pump fake, hook, line, and sinker.
Now here's Schroeder. He's guarded closely. Millsap a screen. Bazemore for 3. Can't hit.
And that'll increase their rebound advantage. They've definitely been winning that battle on the board.
You know what? No rebounds, no rings, and they've controlled the boards, and that's what's given them control of this game.
There's a good screen. Kilpatrick passes to Speedy. Here's Money, and it's Brooklyn scoring again.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
Outside for Millsap. Schroeder with the ball. 14 points for him. And that's a foul called on Money. That is his first foul of the game. Jeremy Lin, he's checked in for the Nets. Atlanta also making some changes here. Scotty's checked in for Millsap. And it's Corver in for Kent Bazemore. Hawks passing it around. Schroeder offline with his 3. The Nets have gotten 6 of their 7 shots to go down in this quarter. What a fantastic start to the half. A nice shot by Lynn.
Boy, they are passing the ball very crisply right now.
They really are, and their last 3 buckets have come by way of an assist.
Now here's Schroeder, defended by Lynn. Schroeder kicks to Howard. Outside Corver. There's the dish to Schroeder. Screen by Howard. And Dennis Schroeder gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
And really just a great play to sacrifice his body and take the charge.
Heads up action there. Reading the play and then beating him to the spot. Well done.
A nice shot by Lin.
And one thing about Jeremy Lin, he sets the pace. A smart guy, good instincts. He simply knows when to slow it down and when to turn it up.
Here's the three. And the rebound goes to Howard. Howard's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Scott kicks it over to Schroeder. Scott with a screen on Lin. Schroeder passes to Howard. Got freed up. Nice work off the pick. And Greg was talking about Lin. He's not a pure point guard, but Clark, he really understands how to use on-ball screens to create opportunities for himself and others.
Kevin, I think he's fantastic at getting into the paint, but still not that effective lining up behind the three-point line as a spot-up shooter. That area has to improve for him.
Kicks it to Scott. Oh, that's blocked. Here's Speedy. He's guarded by Schroeder. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. Last season, Atlanta showed just how much fun a team can have playing team basketball, a complete team effort. We use that word a lot. You don't see it much in the NBA, but boy, they epitomized it, Clark.
Yeah, they sure did. Refreshing to see a team do that well collectively without a real superstar. Just a solid group that understood their roles and played them perfectly.
Lopez, he's checked in for the Nets. Red Hot comes in for money. They set the pick. The feed now to Cephalosha. Here's Jack. Tries to save it. And out of bounds as the Nets gain possession. And a chance now to look at the small forwards who have been dominant this season offensively. Well, you look at Speedy, leading the league in points per game. Such a great player.
There is no doubt he is one of the league's most dynamic offensive players. I mean, he's capable of putting up some huge numbers from that wing position.
Well, I think the wing position is his home base. That's his best spot. He's most comfortable there, but he's comfortable anywhere on the floor. Inside, outside, pulling up or driving to the rim.
Shot clock at 6. Lin from long range. And there's the call on Boss. That'll be his second foul of the game.
And he is really in a zone right now, playing and scoring with confidence.
The Hawks making a switch here. Splitters checked in. Lin against Jack. Humphrey sets a pick for Jack. On the wing, Korver. Cephalosha dishes to Jack. And it's Jack again missing.
Physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. That plus 10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Yeah, not to mention what it says on the scoreboard. They're really pushing them around. Straight bully ball.
Atlanta's gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. Splitter kicks to Cephalosha. Now Splitter. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
And with a quick break in the action, here's some numbers for Red Hot. Averaging 25 points per, 5 assists, and 5 rebounds. And he's been putting up points with regularity. I mean, that's what they depend on, his killer instinct on offense.
Yeah, and anytime this club needs a bucket, he's their go-to. Just irrepressible and a prolific scorer.
Lin kicks to Lopez. Inside, it's deflected and stolen by Cephalosha. Outside Jack. Humphreys with a screen on Lin. Layup off the pick. They get it back. And Jack, here we go. Knocked away. And for the Nets, they're shooting the lights out in this building, 68% from the field. Jack against Lin. To the middle. Here's Speedy, and that's going to be a travel.
As this season gets underway, let's see how the Nets are stacking up in the NBA stats. First in scoring, first in rebounding, And they're also #1 distributing the basketball. This is a team that knows how to find those opportunities.
And you go back to their offense, the most explosive in the league. I mean, everyone talks about the great offense beating great defenses. And I tell you what, they make it difficult to hang with them. A good look there, and he didn't waste it. His second 3 of the game.
The pass to Cowan. They set the pick. Lopez a screen. Here's Speedy, covered by Cephalosha. Here's Lynn. And no good, trying to use the glass.
And that's the shot he has to take.
Exactly, that's the right look. The decision was good, he just didn't execute. He's going to play his way right onto the bench and out of the game if he continues to shoot it like he has so far in this quarter.
Rebounded by Cephalosha.
Boy, just by his body language, Kevin, you can tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Yeah, it seemed like he had great rhythm on that. You can see the disappointment in his face.
Back to Jack. Inside. Splitter. No good. And Brooklyn will come the other way. 1:50 left in the third. Lynn with it. Now defended by Korver. Here's Boss. That drops.
And when the size advantage is as big as it was there, I mean, that's exactly what he's supposed to do in that situation.
Bogdanovich is checked in for Speedy. And a change for the Hawks. Kent Bazemore is checked in for Tavo Cephalosha. Jack against Lynn. Pass to Korver. Right wing. Here's Bazemore. Looking to get it going. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Well, you have to love the energy and the effort given every night by Kent Bazemore, hustling for loose balls. Greg, a lot like you, actually. Runs the floor like a tornado, can handle the ball. The consummate role player.
He really is. And you know, you can have to have guys who can be effective without the basketball, Kevin. There's only one out there.
Right.
You're going to have 5 guys, so you need other areas of the game to be effective. And he focuses on the defense, the rebounding, all those little things that add up to victories.
The Nets making a switch here. Booker's checked in. Humphries with the steal. On, here we go. Jack heading to the hoop. Finished off the break. Jack's got 14 points for the game.
How about the quick hands on the steal and the quick feet on the break?
Yeah, a careless, silly mistake there, though. I mean, coughing the ball up and then not being quick enough to get back on defense, that's costly. And, you know, going back to Kent Bazemore, he was not a 5-star recruit coming out of high school. Was solid and unspectacular in college. Entered the NBA as an undrafted free agent. Exceeded everybody's expectations.
Humphries, the pass to Jack. And it's sent back by Lopez. Hit his leg. And the ref's whistling a kick ball. 26 seconds left in the third quarter. Lynn dishes to Lopez. He feeds it to Booker. And he banks in the layup.
That one was solid. There's a big difference in the field goal percentages between these two teams here in the second half.
And, Greg, that difference has come about because we've got one team moving crisply, getting good shots, and the other is just kind of stagnant.
They just can't miss. Everything they put up, it seems, goes in.
You know, sometimes you're the bug, and sometimes you're the windshield. They are.
And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. It's the Nets as they dominate the last.
Doesn't